What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Terrance Bud Crawford. Terrance Crawford states that he wants Errol Spence. He does want to show everyone that he is the best welterweight. He is the best fighter since Floyd Money Mayweather, since he's retired. He wants to show that he is the true boogeyman of the welterweight division. He wants Spence. He thinks he has everything it takes to beat Spence. He can bang, he can switch hit, he can box, he can move, he can do various things in that ring. Look, Errol Spence has to address this, okay? I've always thought Errol Spence was a good fighter, but I never thought he was anything special. The reason for that is he hasn't been tested. He should have been tested more. I'm not hating on Errol Spence. I just expect more out of him to get the hype that he's getting. And the only reason he's getting that hype is because guys like Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, the guys that regarded as the welterweights of the division, and they're there only really by default because there's nobody that just came up and beat them like someone like Ugas, and I think Ugas beat Porter. But, you know, there hasn't been anyone dynamic that came to that division like Terrance Crawford. I think he is the second coming. I think he can beat Spence. I don't think Spence is a bum. I don't think he's one of those fighters I think he's a hype job because I think he's hyped up too much. But let's face it, it has to be someone else just as good or a little bit under the person that claims to be the best to make that fight count, okay? That fight needs to be next because Errol Spence has had a lot of easy touches. You fought Mikey Garcia, you carried the guy, you know, being from a lower weight class. Think about it, guys. Mikey Garcia's punching power was not going to affect Errol Spence. Errol Spence didn't even let Mikey touch him hardly half the time. Because Errol Spence was throwing arm punches at Mikey Garcia. He was just keeping him in at bay because Mikey was shorter and he had to fight more to get in the inside, and he couldn't do that when punches were thrown at him, right? Okay. What did he do before that? You know? Like the guys he's beat, Chris Algieri, and when he took it from Kell Brook was his best opponent. Like, that doesn't show much because that's not the same Kell Brook that fought Shawn Porter, okay? That's not the same guy. You know, Kell Brook his eye was already busted open going up to Golovkin. He was already a damaged fighter. So really, you didn't do too much, brother. That's what I'm saying. Had it been Keith Thurman, sure. Had it been Danny Garcia, sure. Had it been Shawn Porter even, because Shawn Porter is active and he's proven himself one of the tough guys and toughest guys in that division. And he now is a current champion. However, none of those guys wanted to see Spence. So therefore, by default, he was considered the boogeyman. But no more. He's not the boogeyman when he's being chased and called out by, of course, Terrance Crawford. See, Terrance Crawford represents the person that really dares to be great. The person that shows you, I'm the guy that's the boogeyman because I'm seeking and want to destroy the people that they call themselves the best. So, Errol Spence, your only excuse is he's on the wrong side of the street. That's not a good enough excuse, brother. Because if you claim to be bigger than PBC, bigger than Al Heyman, you should, and I don't even think he should claim to be. Or let's put it this way. I don't think Errol Spence should be only limiting himself to fighting on Showtime and Fox. I think he should go anywhere. Like, what's the deal? I'm not going over there on ESPN fight. I'm not going over there at all. Like, why would you even say that? You should be willing to fight on any platform, being your own promotional company. But you know, let's face it, guys. If you're an Al Heyman fighter, you can say and claim that you are your own boss, but you're really not. You know what I'm saying? Because if you wouldn't have that loyalty flag waved in your face every time you want to make a move, i.e. Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So, or i.e. Danny Garcia, right? So, that's not true. But anyway, If someone's calling you out, you owe it to the fans. You owe it to yourself if you claim to be the best. You know, or you just want to be the best on your side of the street. I thought you wanted to be a world champion, not a local champion, because that's all he's saying. Like, why would I go fight Shawn Porter? Terrance Crawford wants that smoke. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. Terrance Crawford is one of those guys that he's like, and he's not really like Floyd. He's more like Roy Jones Jr. If Terrance Crawford gets beat, hear me out, guys. If he gets beat, he's going to get beat fighting the best guys available. He won't get like money from Mayweather. He won't sit back on a high horse and pick and choose who he fights. No, he's going to fight the guy that says that he can beat him. And that's who Terrance Crawford's going to fight. And that's what he does. That's what I love about Terrance Crawford. You know, Floyd wasn't original welterweight either, so that has nothing to do with it. In fact, he was smaller than Floyd. I mean, Floyd was smaller than him. Floyd is like 5'8", you know. He's a small guy. Terrance Crawford's like 5'9". He's a little bit shorter, maybe. They're like eye to eye, Terrance Crawford and Errol Spence. Okay? So he can fill out, he can acclimate, and I think he's a full-fledged welterweight now. He's acclimated to that weight. He's ready, you know. So it's Errol Spence time to step up, make a statement, take the fight. If you're the best, show people you're the best. Quit fighting older people, trying to call out Pacquiao. You know, that's why I'm glad that fight didn't happen. Stop trying to fight you smaller guys just for a name's sake. Let's see what you can do in your weight class with people that want to fight you, that claim to be the best. Okay, guys, that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.